Before we go any further, just want to say today's video is going to be brought to you by Fandomion. If you want to buy some really awesome anime merch from My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and Haiku, and so many other anime, I recommend using my link in the description box to check them out. And there's free worldwide shipping on orders over $39. You'll also get an additional 5% off using my promo code down below. For any of you guys who might be interested or on the fence, I highly recommend checking out their website. Pay attention to the size chart. That'd be the biggest thing I would tell you guys. But with that being said, though, let's jump back into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto Naruto Next Generation discussion. And today, I want to talk to you guys about something that got brought up to me in the comment section below in a video last week, which is now that Boruto and Sasuke are on the run as rogue ninjas and they have Ada's blessing that she won't betray their location. Does this mean Boruto and Sasuke would turn their attention towards Orochimaru now that they're on the run, and what benefits to turning Orochimaru could actually be? Now, let's be clear here. Orochimaru does have more than enough respect to sit there and hear Sasuke out. That bond runs very deep. I make all the jokes that Orochimaru played hide the snake with Sasuke, but there is a real respect between the two. We know as much just based off of what we see with their relationship, whereas other people would hear Sasuke's aiding the boy who apparently killed the 7th Hokage. Orochimaru will look at Boruto and smile, getting all these fond memories and all bubbly, saying, "Yeah, so you killed a Kage, huh? I totally remember my first time killing a Kage. I loved it so much that after I killed the 4th Kage, I rolled up into Konoha, fought the 3rd Hokage, and I made him suicide himself." Ah, fun memories. Well, if you go kill a Kage next time, make sure you kill Chojuro. That guy's useless. Or you can send Guard to meet his parents again because this dude's haircut's just downright atrocious. Jokes aside though, Orochimaru wouldn't be clutching his pearls by being in the presence of someone who's been accused of killing a Kage. Orochimaru's basically like been there, done that before. However, I think there are a couple of problems with this line of thinking. The first thing is that we run into the problem of what Sasuke said about the shinjutsu. The more time that passes, the stronger the urge becomes for him to just accept the reality and overlook the things that he sees that are wrong. This would apply to Orochimaru as well. The other issue is that Orochimaru is under watch by Konoha's Anbu Black Ops, including Yamato. They can't exactly just waltz into Orochimaru's hideout and have a conversation with him without being detected. That's going to be extremely difficult. However, it's not impossible either. Ada isn't using her Sharingan to track Boruto and Sasuke. Sasuke knows Orochimaru's hideouts better than anyone besides Kabuto and Orochimaru himself. The idea of there being a backdoor entrance to hideout that nobody knows about, it isn't necessarily crazy. You also have the fact that Boruto can naturally suppress his chakra because his body is 100% Otsutsuki now, so he would be able to mask his presence and find a way through the hideout without being detected. The same is true for Sasuke. All signs point towards him having learned the chakra suppression jutsu while he trained under Orochimaru, who would have learned the jutsu as a member of Danzo's foundation when he was a member of the Anbu Black Ops. Sasuke pulled into Konoha with Obito without picking up his chakra signature, so there is something to this belief that they could just speak to Orochimaru. The question then becomes, does Orochimaru actually believe them? And that's where this gets really tricky. We know Orochimaru's been researching the Otsutsuki, so if you were to tell Orochimaru about what just happened, he's the last person to hear this stuff and say, yeah, that sounds impossible. If anything, he's the person most likely to believe it. There's also the fact that Orochimaru, being the sneaky baka that he is more than likely to have Naruto's DNA somewhere. We know for a fact the Anbu Black Ops, loyal to Danzo that Kakashi had to weed out as Hokage, went to the Final Valley to collect Naruto and Sasuke's DNA during the blank period, trying to recreate Sasuke's Sharingan through genetics and trying to recreate Naruto's QB power through his DNA, and they came dangerously close enough that they were going to sell pills called the Tell Beast drugs and the Sharingan pills to try and start another war economy before Sakura, Sasuke, Ino, and Sai just shut down the whole operation. During the events of the Sakura Hiden epilogue story, which was not adapted into Naruto Shippuden's anime because we moved quickly over to Boruto. However, that being said, Orochimaru having Naruto's DNA, if it's possible, could prove that Boruto's actually Naruto's son with a very simple DNA test. But we go back to the nature of the shinjutsu. As Sasuke said, things that should alarm him about the shinjutsu make him look past it. That's going to be a huge problem. But then again, we run into another situation with Orochimaru. Orochimaru's body is literally zetsu. Just off that alone, you would think there's some immunity given the creation of zetsu, but personally, I don't think we'll ever see Orochimaru in the manga like that under these circumstances. But it is a fair point that you have to bring up. Orochimaru was already teased in Boruto as looking into the Otsutsuki to a point of finding links between the Byakugo seal and the Otsutsuki clan itself. That was a subplot that was never paid off. Boruto and Mitsuki were on their way to see Tsunade about it before Jigen attacked and Boruto's karma resonated with Kawaki and they went back to Naruto's house. Nothing ever came of that, so going to see the person who made the connection, that might be the key there. Who knows? Orochimaru seeing the karma seal might have more answers than we ever expected just due to the nature of how his research works. That being said, I still have strong doubts they're gonna go see Orochimaru. Based off of how Sasuke was talking, their plan was to get out the Land of Fire altogether seemingly, while Orochimaru has hideouts all throughout the ninja world. In Boruto, we've seen him mostly staying in the Land of Fire because his son is now Konoha Shinobi. It would be too foolish to go back into the Land of Fire while everything is still super hot for Boruto. And there are so many people looking for him and by extension looking for Sasuke too. The goal right now feels like putting as much distance between Boruto and Sasuke away from the Land of Fire as possible. This would feel counterintuitive and honestly, given where the narrative is right now, staying in character, Orochimaru isn't exactly the first name that should come up on Sasuke's radar or who to turn to during this time. Allow me to explain. He's already unsure by his own words if he's making a mistake right now, and it will be out of character for him to put someone else at risk over something that he himself isn't 100% sure is the right thing to do. Now, if this was teen Sasuke who acted a bit emotional, sure. Adult Sasuke's more calculating. That's why he told Boruto, hey, prove me right and validate my daughter. Sasuke thinks logically when his head is clear, and all his logic is telling him right now that Boruto's right, but the shinjutsu has him afraid to trust his own memories and trust his own judgment of the situation. The shinjutsu is making him doubt the reason that he's seeing until he's rock solid certain and has the shinjutsu suppressed, if it can even be suppressed at all. I don't see Sasuke turning towards Orochimaru. I know a lot of fans, they want to see the payoff to Orochimaru looking into Otsutsuki and all this stuff said about the karma seal, but we're dealing with the monthly manga. The payoff isn't going to come as quickly as you guys are going to want it. Just like we had the whole 19 months where before we went into it, I kept saying shortly after Shiki was defeated, this is going to be a Search of Tsunade arc incoming. Things are about to slow down a lot to set things up. Everybody wanted the action to ramp up. Everybody immediately wanted to hit the gas and had the stakes immediately raised for payoff. They got tired of the small scuffles that went nowhere. But with ongoing series, especially monthly manga, you have to let the story cook. You can't rush to judge an arc. You truly can't judge an arc until you get a few arcs beyond it in order to see where the payoff is actually coming at. I actually saw a really good tweet about this very thing, but it was in regards to Jujutsu Kaisen. But the same thing still applies. Hakuri Supremacy over on Twitter said that this is what happens when reactionary people meet ongoing serializations, because they're so used to stories already being completed from beginning to end, i.e. binge reading or binge watching a story. And when they get caught up on a series that's still ongoing and reading it week to week, or in this case month to month, they don't know how to be patient and let things cook. That's why when people were complaining during this 18-month stretch, I said, hey, you might be better off if this is your first manga. You might be better off just waiting for the anime, because all this material in the anime is probably going to be about 8 episodes. I wasn't too far off on. I kind of feel like this is where a lot of the Boruto community is right now, where people just want so badly for Boruto to be vindicated of all the charges on him. They want him dropped. They want Boruto to go back to having a happy life. But in reality, we're going to sit here and let this stuff cook for a while. There's nothing wrong with having a big dish cooked in the oven for a long time while the juices and all the flavors are getting into the meat. That's the whole purpose of appetizers, to hold you over until the main dish is ready. It's the same thing with storytelling. That's part of the reason why authors subvert your expectations when reading, and that's the whole reason why they use subplots while the main plot is cooking in the background. Not everything has a super fast payoff, and more often than not with monthly manga, you take this approach. I really challenge you, go read Attack on Titan, and keep in mind that a majority of that manga was monthly. You had long stretches of Attack on Titan in the manga where it felt like things barely progressed, but by the time you got in the anime, things moved very, very quickly. That being said, I thought this would be a really good conversation in terms of what to talk about with the community. So I wanted to weigh in and I wanted to kick the conversation off to you guys down in the comment section, because a lot of you guys have well thought out opinions. So I'm curious to know you guys' thoughts on this. Do you see Orochimaru being a feasible option right now? Why or why not? You might change my mind on this. While you think that over, click here to watch this Naruto Explain video.